Hey y'all, what's going on? How are y'all doing? So today is March 7th, 2025. It is currently 11:08 a.m. and that may be significant for somebody. So today is the second day, and well, not really the second day, but I'm thinking about going through the hermetic laws of the universe. Yesterday was all is mental. Today is the principle of correspondence. And y'all, this is going to be really good because I just got the downloads. I was, preparing to come online with y'all when I got some amazing downloads. So I hope that all of that comes back to me. But what I want to do first is I want to read the principle of correspondence. And as I read through it, I'm going to interject to help you guys understand in a deeper way what the principle of correspondence is and how it works in the universe. Okay. And so I know you guys hear me say this often: as above, so below. That's what this is: as above, so below, as below, so above. Okay. So this principle embodies the truth that there is always a correspondence between the laws and phenomena of the various planes of being and life. The old Hermetic axiom ran in these words: as above, so below, as below, so above. And the grasping of this principle gives one the means of solving many a dark paradox and hidden secret of nature. There are planes beyond our knowing, but when we apply the principle of correspondence to them, we are able to understand much that would otherwise be unknowable to us. This principle is of universal application and manifestation on the various planes of the material, mental, and spiritual universe. It is a universal law. Okay. The ancient Hermeticists considered this principle as one of the most important mental instruments by which man was able to pry aside the obstacles which hid from view the unknown. Its use even tore aside the veil of Isis to the extent that a glimpse of the face of the goddess might be caught. Just as a knowledge of the principles of geometry enables man to measure distant suns and their movements, while seated in this observatory, so a knowledge of the principle of correspondence enables man to reason intelligently from the known to the unknown. Studying the monad, he understands the archangel. Okay, y'all. Grab your note pens or your notebooks and your pens, because I'm going to break this down. And this is exciting to me because do you remember when I did the reading for Irv? And I kept saying sacred geometry. It has to do with sacred geometry. There is something in his DNA codes that have some type of sacred geometry connected to it in some way. And so I'm able to explain it to you better. But I also said it has to do with math, but not the math that we are accustomed to, but the math that creates worlds. This is it. Y'all, this is just a recent download. So as I share information with you guys, then I am given keys to unlock other mysteries. So now I'm going to explain to you, when I had the reading with Irv, what I meant by different math, because at that time I didn't know. I'm a vessel, so I share what's given to me, but now they're showing me what the other math is. Okay. So, as above, so below. As below, so above, right? This is a fundamental law that is encoded into the simulation in which we live, in which we move, and in which we have our being. Remember, that was yesterday's law. The all is in mind, meaning that all, everything is in the mind of what or who. It's the source, it is the essence, it is where everything emanates from. It's the mind of God. So it's hard for us to understand because we haven't used our mind in this way on a global level in forever. But because when I share, I always say we're going into the new earth, we're going into New Jerusalem, we're going into the golden age. The golden age is because those things that were hidden to us in previous ages are now being revealed. So we're revealing what sacred geometry is in order to understand the unknown things of the world. It's a mathematical formula. And so if you're able to extract the formula for what is going on in your life, or if you're able to come up with the sum of what is going on in your total life, you'll be able to understand exactly who and what is contributing to your life as it is in the natural realm, because that's what's going on in the spiritual realm. Welcome in. Happy Saturday. So we are talking about Irv. Irv mentioned that in his reading, we mentioned that there's a sacred geometry. There's a mathematical formula, but not the type of math that we were taught. This is the math that they were speaking of. So let me get to it. The principle embodies the truth that there is always a correspondence between the laws and phenomena, meaning there is a formula between laws and what happens, cause and effect. Okay. And so as above, so below. And let's see. This is a universal law, meaning I hope I'm trying. I'm not feeling like I've really gotten to it because they've given me so many downloads. I got it, but it's a little bit challenging kind of explaining it. So help me explain this in a deeper way and let those other downloads come back. Okay. So if you know what is going on within your life, then the mathematical formula will take you to the corresponding what's going on in the opposite realm. So let's say, for instance, in this realm, um, I'm having relationships issues. So what you're able to do is you're able to look at your life. And the reason you should be able to look at your life is by this time, you should have removed people out of your life that have no significant bearing on helping you move to the next level. Now, this is where most humans get caught up. They want to have everybody in their life. Understand, when you have everybody in your life and everybody in your energy field, there are going to be some people that are opposite of that. That's a universal law. But the challenge is, or the opportunity is, of you using the mathematical formulas to find out who the person is that is in your auric field that is keeping you from being and doing your best, because there's always going to be the opposite to who you are and what you are. Let's say, for instance, we have a young man, and he's experiencing some type of challenge in his life, maybe not able to get a girlfriend. There, mathematically, the formula is there is an opposite of that. There's something that is keeping what he wants from him, because the universe is in flow. The universe is always giving. And so if the universe is not giving to you, that means there is somebody of the opposite nature doing something to keep you from getting that. And the challenge is in this simulation is to use the mathematic formula of sacred geometry. That's why it's sacred, so that you can find out exactly who it is that is coming against your promises of the Most High God. Because the promise of God is that you are abundant in every way, so that you can give generously on every occasion. And we can look at life and tell it's abundant. All of the 8 billion people in the world, we're all just breathing without having to ask for the next breath. Right? Hold on, y'all. I'm going to turn the heat off, so I'm going to move away just a minute. Okay, so this is sacred geometry because this is the code that was written into the simulation. And so when we're able to decode the simulation, then we will know and understand what's going on in our life. We won't get into this place until we've removed anything that does not serve our highest and greatest good. We are not able to go through the inner chambers of our world and create until we clean out the parasites, till we clean out the vampires, until we clean out the dark energy. And so yesterday I spoke about you need both dark and light. You do, but you have to be able, you want to be able to recognize when there's a dark energy that's working against your life. And there's no reason to be afraid, because this is a game. It is a simulation. And the goal is to lift your consciousness high enough to beat the game. That's why people like competitive sports like football, basketball, soccer, chess, whatever it is, because it is a mental game. Who is going to outwit the other? Who is connected to the source in order to get what they need in order to move to the next level, in order to understand that first off, you're in a game. A real game, not the illusion that you created. If you stay in the illusion that you created, you're destined to fall, because you're not operating by the rules of law of the universe. And again, we all have the right to play the game how we want to play. It's free will, remember? But we have to always understand that at the end of the game, points are going to be tallied up. Fouls are going to be incorporated. Technicalities are going to be incorporated. So if there is cheating now, those things are going to be incorporated, and points will be taken off for these things. And the tally is going to be tallied. And we'll see who the winner is. Like, for instance, Kendrick Lamar, that was a ritual of the games, like the Olympics. Let the games begin. We've all been in a game, mostly unbeknownst to most people. So when we think that people can't see us, it's quite the opposite. We're being looked at just like a football game, just like a basketball game, just like any competitive sports, just like boxing. We are being watched in that manner. So there are a lot of people thought that they could get away with things hidden, but they were just playing a different game. That game will soon show that they played the wrong game. And now the tally is being tallied up. The offenses are being incorporated and it's being presented in front of the world. Y'all know how people like to watch games. The gods have been watching this game on earth between the as above and so below, as below and so above. So in essence, there have been a group of people that have put a lot of people under spells. They have used dark magic. They have gone outside of the parameters of the game. And they thought they weren't going to get caught. In actuality, it was always a game. So it's like watching a football game and people are cheating in the faces of the judges. We were just being watched just like this. And that was what the veil, so people wouldn't know that is what was taking place, but that is what has been taking place. But when you understand that there are laws in each various planes of existence that must be followed, you can't get outside of those laws. It's just like a computer program, just like on here with YouTube. I don't play my music because I believe it's outside of the realm of what they allow. And they'll strike the video and the video will be taken down. And then if I do that 3 times, then I won't be able to have a YouTube video. Meaning I'm taken out of the game because I'm not able to follow the rules and the parameters of the game. That's the same way it is with life. With those who have chosen to go outside of the rules and the parameters of the game, they were given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. Now they're being struck from the game and being removed completely from the game. And these are the people that were the head, were the leaders, the politicians, the doctors, the judges, the lawyers, the actors, the singers, the rappers, the gatekeepers, the ditties. These are the ones that played outside of the parameters of the game. So they're being wiped off the game. That's why there's so many people transitioning to different realms of existence. They're being wiped out of the game because they played the game outside of the parameters of the game. When you do that, there are consequences. You'll get a chance, you'll get chances, you'll get chances, you'll get chances, but there comes a point when there aren't any more chances and you get wiped out of the game. So what does it mean in the simulation to get wiped out of the game? That you go to eternal darkness and you go back to the source as if you had never existed. Meaning there will be no generational anything. You go into eternal darkness where you can't be found. And that is the importance of knowing the rules of the game. People may get away with being outside of the parameters of the game for a very long time. But we have to understand time is a construction of this realm. It is not the truth. So just like we've been in war and coming out of war for the last 500 years, as we process out now, everything is being balanced out. So as above, so below. If you understand the formulas, then you can understand what the parameters of the games are. I hope that makes sense because in sacred geometry, each one connects to the one before it. Everything is connecting to one another. So you'll be able to know the hidden things. If you know one side of the story, then the basic formulations will take you to the opposite side and you'll be able to understand what is going on in your blind spot. We're supposed to have blind spots because that's when we are moved to connect with source and get to know source. When we know source, when we know that everything is mental and the most high is the source, or it's not religions, it's one source, it's one divine source, and within that one divine source the rule is as above so below as above. If you know what's going on one realm, then you know what is going on the opposite realm. One is greater than the other. Like so below is the material realm, as above is the mental realm. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to think of another example that I can give y'all. Oh, and I'm gonna put, yeah, let me pull some tarot on it because it'll be able to go into greater detail. So we're processing out, and as we process out, everything has to be reconciled. Not only does the inheritance have to be reconciled, but the deeds have to be reconciled. Um, Everything has to be reconciled so that it can be balanced out. It's like, you reconcile your checkbook, you have $1,000 in there, and you take $200 out to pay your electric bill. After you reconcile it, okay, you still 800. You still have $800. But then the next one, you pay your mortgage and it's $2,000. So now you negative 1,300. That's how it's being reconciled. So at the end, if somebody is negative 1,300, then they have to balance that out in some way, form, or fashion. So one thing I've kind of gotten away from as I go deeper and as my spirit team takes me deeper into the understanding of the universe is we can say that there is, devil and angels, but I'm understanding it more just as dark and light. Okay, Spirit, if you can show me more about the Hermetic principle number 2, the law of correspondence, which is as above, so below, as below, so above. If you can show me more so that I can make it clearer. Just a minute, y'all. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. Thieves don't break into empty houses. So, and this is for the chosen ones. If you have been attacked, gang stalked, rejected, plotted against, scapegoated, the black sheep, this is an honor. These are honors, not accepted, rejected. These are honors because the opposite of that is darkness. And you don't want to be on the side of darkness. When you're on the side of darkness, you can't see what's going on. So you do anything that your physical body wants to do, but you're unable to get to the as above because you're too dark. Their frequency is too low. So you were rejected from darkness, meaning your frequency was too high. You would have offset the energy frequency if they had pulled you in. It would, you cause people's triggers, you cause people's demons to come out. So you had to be rejected because you were the opposite of them, which is light. So it was a blessing that they did not, that they rejected you, because we are at the time of judgment where those scales are being balanced. And this is not the good time for the dark. There was a lot of time, the last 600 years, 2,000 years, 6,000 years. I'm not 6,000 years we've been in darkness, probably maybe 2,000 years we've been in darkness. And that's why this time is so amazing, imperative, and foundational, because we've been in darkness. We've reached the heights of darkness throughout this planet in every area: government, the home, healthcare, sporting, entertainment, food, the climate. We've reached the all-time low and dark. We can't get any darker. So now it's time for a reset. And the tables are being balanced. The scales are being balanced so that we can go into the new. So if you were not accepted, that was a blessing, because now the tables have turned, if you will. The head will be the tail and the tail will be the head. All of these things were spoken about. It's just that it took so long. People started to believe that it wasn't going to happen, but everybody knew that at some point, because of the laws of the universe, polarity, everything has to change. Seasons change. And we're in the change of a great season, the golden age. And so this is the revelation, the reveal of what has been going on in the dark. If you were not accepted, it's because you were not of the dark. They can only accept their own. They get mad at you because your light irritates their demons. My. So now everybody, the cloaks, the covers have been taken off of everybody. Now we're going to see who everybody is truly, that in their hearts, in the core, in their source. It's going back to source. Remember, I told y'all yesterday that everything has to be balanced. There's dark and there's light. The source is dark and light. It's not the source, and the great I am is not just light. It's dark and light. So when you get to that place where you understand it's dark and light, then you embrace the dark in you. I love the dark in me. The dark in me comes out to regulate, but the light in me wants to nurture and love on and help grow things. But the dark in me will tear some shit up. I learned how to balance them out. And I love how the dark in me tears shit up, because I don't play about it. If I'm coming to tear some shit up, I'm going to just tear it up. I'm not going to give you no explanations. I'm not going to give you no paragraph about why I'm tearing it up. I'm going to just tear it up, because my light has already given. Petro. Cool. Everybody got their own way of being. I'm here as a light to share an option, an angle, and that's your angle. And that's the beauty of the universe we live in. My truth may not be your truth, and that is cool. And we can still just move on. That's the beauty of life. It would be so boring if we were all the same. What would you want to do? What would you want to be? You couldn't be nothing but one thing? I don't want to live in a universe like that. I want it to be multi-dimensional, multi-options, because I might want to change my option another day. Right? That's the beauty. I wouldn't want to look at the same person every single day, every time I looked at a person. That's boring. Show me something different. Show me something new. Show me something that's going to raise my consciousness to another level, to another plane, to another universe, to another consciousness. Right. Let's embrace the beauty of differences. Because wherever your difference is, my brain might not have even got a filament or a spark there. Spark it up. I'm attracted to philosophical, not features, not facial features and body features, and who say you cool or not. Show me what you can teach me. Can you make my brain spark up in ways it never has? That's sexy to me. Are you comfortable in your skin? Are you comfortable in your difference? Right? So we are in a new time where we don't have to be in a box. Don't try to put me in a box. Oh no, I don't fit in that motherfucker at all. No, absolutely not. I come from the stars. I come from the universe. I come from the galaxy. Don't try to put me in a little bitty box. And then that talks about the laws of the universe. What is the opposite of that? Everything. I want it all. And I'm not talking about material things. I want to evolve. So when you decide to evolve, you put other things behind you, things that hold you back, ways of being that won't allow you to evolve, mindsets that are so limited. That's not the world that I live in. Evolution. It's so much that they have withheld from us that now we're being able to go into the vault of humanity and humanity's existence. We've digressed. Now we get to progress. I don't want to stay in the digression. Let's go and see what's out there that was withheld from us. We have an open door. Let's go that way. I'm going to go forward. Let's go. Let's see what's out there because it's going to be fun. So we get to connect with people that are able to see beyond the mundane, the 3D. I'm like over this. I'm over this. I want to go to a new, different universe that has a different ways of being that we communicate telepathically. Can we do that here now? Yep. These are practices. We're remembering who we are. We're remembering the past lives and why am I able to do something that I've never done in this realm before? Because you're remembering. This is not the age of learning. This is the age of remembering who we are. We've been here, y'all. We just came back in different avatars. We have experiences with people that were in this life that needed to be shut down, wrapped up, closed, so that we can go into the new earth. We're remembering the relationships that have kept us bound. We're remembering the mindsets that have kept us down. Now we're getting an opportunity to move beyond that and evolve spiritually. Not about the 3D. In 3D, it'll look like a person doesn't have as much as the next person physically, but the laws of the universe says that that's the opposite. They have everything in the spiritual realm, as above, so below. So I want to take those things in the spiritual realm because the 3D is limited. Don't get me wrong. I want the 3D stuff if that's going to be the realm or the plane that I choose to live on or move back and forward to. I want the best of the best. But if that's not your experience now, that only says that there is an area that life is wanting you to emerge yourself into so that you can master it. Once you master it, then you'll be able to teach it. Life situations aren't doom and gloom. It is You are your teacher, and life is showing you how to create your syllabus as you go. The challenge is the way. If you're having financial challenges, that is the course that you're in right now. Dive deeper into the spiritual aspects of it. What is this situation here to teach me? Don't run from it, because whatever you uh, run from, it's going to follow you. So you stand up there and you look it in the eyes and you talk to it. Well, what did you come to teach me? What is it I'm missing? So as above, so below. We're in the below. We're trying to connect to the above. And what is the lesson that you're trying to teach me? What is the deepest, smallest molecule that I need to learn in this situation? Because I've been going in circles. We've been going in circles. So that's how you know what your challenge is and what you came here to overcome. Because all of your other past lives, you got smaller lessons and next lessons, and the next lesson, it always continues to go higher until you get to, okay, I think I'm ready to overcome this challenge. But I've got to look at it. I've got to dissect it. I can't be afraid of it. That's the dark energy. That's looking into your shadow and saying, you know what? I've been trying to run from you from this long. Running from you is not going to work. What is going to work is that I stand and I look at you. Once I stand and I look at you and I see, exactly. Breaking that cycle is a change worth seeing. It's absolutely. So you're no longer bound to it. That chain is broken. Even if you're looking at it and your insides want to just run away from it, this is where your mental, yesterday we spoke about the first principle. The all is mental. So just allowing yourself to sit in that uncomfortable feeling, that's step number one, because you want to let it know, I'm not scared of you. Whatever come what may, let it come. But I'm going to find out what I need to find out from you. And I'm not going to let you go until you tell me what it is that is going to move me beyond this energy. Let's go. Sometimes you have to go to war. I'm going to go to war. I'm not going to stay here. I done this several lifetimes. I've learned different lessons several lifetimes. Now I'm ready to graduate. Let's go. I'm not going to let you go. What is it you came to teach me? And then you're going to get the answer. Now you ask yourself, am I ready for this? Because you got to take action. And that's another one of the Hermetic principles. It's going to walk us through each step of how we overcome. These are mathematical formulas. And when we know that these are mathematical formulas, we just put the formula on the issue and we walk it out. Walk it out. The music has been telling us all along, if we're listening, if we're paying attention. We can solve the problems of humanity this way, but we have to solve it in our own personal lives first. And they're not always going to be solved because we are always evolving. And that's the whole purpose. Okay, I broke that chain. Now I get a little bit more freedom. What are you going to do with that freedom? Are you going to use it in a way that takes you and humanity backwards? Or are you going to use it in a way that takes you and humanity forward? Depending on your actions will determine whether or not you become the next leader. We are no longer in the energy frequency of whoever is the most popular is the leader, or whoever is the most dark is the leader, or whoever is the most has the most money is the leader. We're moving into the age where your actions will determine who you are. We will see you by your fruits. But we also have to understand we are processing out of a long history of being in darkness. So there are a lot of demonic, I don't want to say demonic. I'm going to take that back because I'm moving out of that dark energy, because we have to have them both in order for the universe to do what it does. So I can't be mad because there is a top and a bottom to a glass. That's the way the universe is constructed. I can't be mad because there's a front and a back to a book. It's always the opposite. It's always going to be the opposite. So when someone, and I don't even want to say someone, we're talking about energy. When an energy comes up and challenges me in some way, that means that on the opposite side, I'm about to move into another energy, because this dark energy, this opposite of me, is trying to keep me from moving forward. It's only telling you where you are in the game. It's only teaching you how to solve the formula. And so with herbs reading, if you watch that, they kept talking about sacred geometry and a different type of math, but not the type of math that they taught us. This is the sacred geometry math, where there's a formula that you calculate your problems and then you decode it in the opposite direction in order to find out how to fix it, how to balance it out. So we don't have to look at life from an emotional perspective. Of course, we're emotional humans. That's part of falling. We were light beings and then we fell into meat suits. And, you have to look at it as we fell into this meat suit for the last 2,000 years for some reason, or however long it's been. So instead of me fighting the meat suit for eternity, never moving forward, never going back to my light being, let me just learn the lessons and focus on the lessons and not focus on fighting. I'm going to have to fight a war when I figure out what it is, but I'm not just going to continue to fight up against darkness and I don't know what I'm fighting. And I'm letting people in my life that are energetically fighting me. We have to wake up and see who are the people in my life that I'm giving information to, and they are coming back fighting me energetically, but they do it and they cover up who they are. It's just where this saying come from. You throw a rock and hide your hand. All of these songs and all of these movies and all of these sayings originate from somewhere. They originate from the all. And so if we are focused on creating our own universe, our own life, then we are cautious about who comes into our atmosphere, into our life, because it's always going to be those people closest to you that are going to try to destroy you. That's the way the simulation is created. Somebody on the outside of you that don't know anything about you, they might throw something at you, but they might not know exactly what to throw at you. But somebody inside your life, they'll know exactly what to throw at you, exactly what to do, because they want to get to understand your personality, your likes and dislikes, and they get with a group of people. What is it that they get with a group of people because they feel as if on their own they're not strong enough. But when you understand your strength, when you understand the universal laws, you operate within the universal laws, and then you'll be fine. And if you're not fine, then you'll learn that lesson for the next lifetime. But to be shackled to someone's opinion of you, or whatever it is that our mind tries to play tricks on us, then you'll always be bound. No, I'm telling you, right now. There's so much more that we are moving into, that you want to set yourself free from things and people and mindsets that no longer serve you, because a lot of us are getting ready to transition into the new earth where we're able to create differently. We won't be creating from trauma. We'll be creating from consciously living within the laws of the universe to bring about a specific result. Math. It's using sacred geometry. It's a mathematical formula. We've been given the mathematical formula in order to evolve. Now the question is, are we going to use it? Because it's going to take a lot of work that we're not accustomed to. You go on your journey, like Moses went on his 40-year journey away from his family where he knew everybody. Then you go out into the unknown. You don't know what lion, tigers, and bears await you, but you get to a point that, oh well, this is what the journey is, let me learn from it. And it reminds me of the Wizard of Oz. As you go on that journey, you're going to meet integral people that will give you another piece of the puzzle, that will help elevate and raise your consciousness so that you can figure out the next formula. And you can't just run through this. You know how we get in a situation and we want to get out of it. Oh God, I want to get out of this situation. So either I'm going to ignore it or I'm going to run from it. You can't do it like that no more. You got to get the formula. If you don't get the formula one way, you got to turn that baby another way. Okay, if it don't work this way, then I'm going to try this formula. And if that formula don't work, I'm going to try this formula. And as you move, as you take actions, the universal law of correspondence has to respond. It's going to show you the way. The way is in the doing. It's on the journey. Just your next step. You don't get the whole map. You take the next step. And let me see. As above, so below. So it's like an Excel spreadsheet. Then you have to take a class or you have to study to evolve. As you read the books, the divine revelations will come to you. You will start seeing the petal of life open. You will see your next way. You're going to be required to go into yourself. Into me, I see, intimacy. You got to go into me so that you can see what is going on outside of you. That's why we're here. We're here to rise to our Christ consciousness, the crystals, to become God and let go of the lower nature, the root chakra and the sacral chakra, moved only by things of your senses, what you taste, what you touch, what you feel, what you see. Is beyond that. We're going to Christ consciousness so that we are able to move humanity forward. You know how they have iPhones. They have about 24 iPhones now. You don't stay at one. You continue. We're supposed to continually evolve. And so that's why AI is coming in. Because some of the powers that be are saying the humans are too stupid because we've fallen so low. We've fallen to the point where I don't mean no harm to anybody, but we've fallen to the point where men are not men anymore. We've fallen to the point where somebody's life is not valuable. So because I want to look a certain way, because I want to experience a different life, I'm willing to give up somebody else's life when it's not even my life to put on the line. That's a thief. We've evolved to the lowest nature. You can't get lower than a mother, a father, a friend, a lover doing something detrimental to one person so that you can get something that does not even last. We're eternal beings, whether you want to believe it or not. So whatever is going on in this lifetime, the next lifetime is the rolling result of it. It's not going to stop. So if you didn't learn your lessons in this lifetime, those lessons will repeat themselves in a deeper, uh, a harder way, because whatever it was in this lifetime, you didn't learn those lessons. So next time, those lessons have to be more stern, more authoritative. You get less freedom because you didn't show that you used freedom in a way that was advantageous to humanity. You used it in a dark frequency way, which caused humanity to be off balance. You cause problems. So what happens to people that cause problems? They got to go. And that's the reason I was going to say about the Super Bowl, the halftime show. That was basically saying that humanity has been off balanced and is now getting back in balance. And when Samuel L. Jackson exited the stage left, in theatrical productions, when you exit the stage left, that means that your part is done in the production. You won't be coming back on. So there are some people that are being exited stage left where they won't be coming back on because they did not use the energy in a way that evolved humanity. Regardless to people thinking that everything can be done in the dark and nobody will ever see it. No, what's happening now is the reconciliation of what has taken place. The truth of the matter is, this has been a game just like a football game, just like a basketball game, just like a soccer game. And there have been higher powers that have been watching how we've been playing the game. And our points are being taken. The technicalities are being added up and tallied up. And then we'll all know where everybody stands. Nothing hidden. Everybody's going to be shown for who they are. And this is just what the game is. And we've come to the end of this game. That's why the Diddy's and the Jay-Z's and everything is taking place, and it's happening fast. That's why a lot of people are transitioning, rest their souls. But I don't really want to say that because I don't think that's what's going to take place. Now they're going to have to go into a realm where things have to be balanced out. And I don't think that's going to be a place of rest. It's going to be, I don't know what it's going to be, but it's the opposite of when you contribute to humanity. One of the outcomes of being a contributor is that you receive peace because you're contributing to the evolution. You're contributing to the higher energy, the lighter energy. So that's what you put in, that's what you get out. If I put into the earth an apple seed, what's going to come back out? An apple tree. It's not going to come out as something else. So with our actions, it's energy. I want you guys to remember this is all energy. If I put the action of energy into the earth that is good, then it's going to come back to me as good. If I put something energy into the earth of negative, it's going to come back to me as negative, because that's the way the universal laws work. There's no secrets. It's just, can you figure out the formula? If I put high quality food into my body, I'm going to get better results from my body. If I put in low quality food, I'm going to get low quality results, low energy, probably parasites. But if I drink alkaline water, most of the time, that's going to make me have a better result in my machine, the body, the human body. But then it goes even further than that. There's a spiritual body as well that you have to account for. Spiritually, what do you do? Do you do light energy things or do you do dark energy things? So that means that your fruit is who you are. If you do light energy things, you're a light being. If you do dark energy things, you're a dark being. But now we're having to reconcile. Now we're having to put them both together. That's why I love my dark side. I love my dark side. I also love my light side. So I'm 50-50. You might see me very nice and high energy at one moment, but then go into a dark energy if need be. I'm able to do that. So I'm 50-50. The way that what you give to me, I will return to you. And you'll never know how my return is. It's not what do you call it? Starts with an R. Revenge. No, it's a universal principle law. What you give is what you get. This is not about feelings. Oh, you want to take on revenge? No, this don't have nothing to do with revenge. This is a universal law. What you give is what you get. So don't get mad when you get back what you gave to the degree that you gave it. If you was a low down, dirty, rotten scoundrel, didn't do nothing for nobody, and you stole from everybody and you lied to everybody, don't get mad when your next life existence as a baby, you come out into terrible circumstances of possibly, I'm just going to leave it at terrible circumstances. Because that's the life that you gave in your previous life. And people want to, kind of feel sorry for people being in bad situations. But the question is, what did they do in their previous life that they're now having to live in what they did? Nothing is accidental. Nothing is happenstance. There's a connection to everything. And so before we start feeding into situations that we don't know fully what it's about, giving our energy to something that somebody wants us to give our energy to, we don't know the whole story. So it could just be, it is a continuation of something that has already been going on, whether in this life or a previous life. And they're having to learn their lessons. Whew, let me pull another card real quick. We are on the law of correspondence. Holy Spirit, what is the message that you want me to leave with your collective on the law of correspondence? As above, so below. So what they're sharing with me is, this is another way to explain it. There's masculine and feminine. There's up and down. There's in and out. Everything has an above and below. And I don't know, it's that each of the laws are connected through formula. And so if you're able to work through each of the formula, which is sacred geometry, then you're able to come out with the sum total of this is what it is. Which part? Which part is unfortunate? When you break that cycle, I'm going back a little bit, Petro, from 1144. And 1144, I want to know what that angel number is. But what you said is just breaking that cycle is a change worth seeing. It's like night and day. When you break a cycle, you become a different person, because now you're not in the lower end of the spectrum. You're rising to the higher end of the spectrum. So it is a change worth seeing. It's like you see somebody from one end of the spectrum to the other, and it's a drastic change. Which part is unfortunate? We are on the law of correspondence. As above, so below. What is a message you want me to share? Any additional messages? What about the cards? Once it comes out, because it's a channel, I don't remember it. Balance. It's all about balance. It is all about balance. Everything is about balance. Oh, yeah, I need to get my camera. I've got to do some troubleshooting. And I don't love um, that aspect of it, but I'll have to work on it. I'll have to work on it, Petro. Am I saying your name right? It's all about balance. So the next one, and this is almost like, do y'all remember back in the day when I think girls did this, but guys may have done this too? They would fold up a piece of paper until you could move it, and it says you could just move it in and out like it's like a sacred geometry, like a triangle cube, like a cube. That's the vision that I'm getting as how this sacred geometry works. And this excites me because it shows me deeper into what sacred geometry is. It's not just this big old idea or concept. It goes down to the molecules of what it is and how it works. And so as we move from the principle of correspondence, then the next cube is like the principle of vibration. So this way you'll be able to frequency go back to the origin of whatever the problem is based off of the frequency. Ooh, 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 ooh. I almost want to go into it now. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. Gosh. So if you're an energy reader, then you're able to read the energy of the vibration. This is all scientific. Um, gosh, it's scientific, but it's also math. The science of the part is understanding proof of concept, meaning like the principle of correspondence, as above, so below. If I know what I'm dealing with below, then that's what I'm dealing with above. But the challenge is to raise my consciousness to the frequency where I'm able to rise to my higher self, to look at the situation from a higher perspective, to see if I go this way, is that a dead end, or should I go that way? Is that an open road? Does that make sense? Hey, y'all in the chat. Y'all come on in. We're talking about the Hermetic philosophies, the principles, the universal principles that govern the universe. And we're on as above, so below, the principle of correspondence. Whatever you're experiencing in the earthly realm is going on in the heavenly realms as well. And if you want to get to the nitty gritty of it, you have to go into the darkness. You have to go into the unknown to find out, okay, what's causing me to have this issue? One of the key things is we want to say, okay, mentally, but not really necessarily say it out loud. We want the situation to be over in our time frame. And it's not over in our time frame until we're able to solve the problem, which is to come up with the mathematical formula that caused the problem in the first place, is getting to the root of the problem. So you have to go pretty deep. And that's when we start seeing things for what they truly are, and then seeing people for who they truly are, and then having to make the decision, am I going to cut this person out of my life? Or this person has got to be out of my life because it's a matter of life and death. This person is coming to my life, stealing, killing, and destroying. Now the war begins, and you have to go to war with yourself, because the question that the universal um, paradigm is asking you: who are you going to choose? Are you going to choose this person that's causing destruction in your life, or are you going to cut that person off? Who do you love the most? You or them? If somebody is coming into your life to cause you destruction and stealing and killing in your energetic field, who are you going to choose? It's easy to say it now, but when you're wrapped up and bound and have soul ties and contracts, marriages, family blood ties, it's not so easy when those ties bind. Most of them intentionally. Who are you going to choose? Are you going to choose your toxic family, or are you going to choose yourself and walk the road less traveled and go by yourself? I'm going to go. I'm going to go. I'm going to bet on me. I'm not going to bet on somebody that's trying to destroy me on purpose. This is a game, and there are powers that be that are watching. And we get to find out who's on the light and who's in the dark by the way you operate, by the tools you use, by your mentality, how you think. Is your thinking in the dark so you think nobody will see? Or are you in the light? You do what's honorable. You do what builds integrity. You do what builds character. Because I might be in this situation, but as I'm in this situation, I'm going to make this situation work for me, because I am the ruler of my universe. Regardless to whatever the darkness is, the darkness has to be there. The darkness shows you where you need to be if you're paying attention, if you're solving the problem. But if you're complaining about the problem, you'll never see the solution. So I'm going to be the solution, so that I can see clearly now. All the songs were teaching us. These were activations. And I also wanted to share with you guys the art that I sell, the music that is on my YouTube channel. Not the art that I sell. I guess maybe I'm supposed to be selling some art, but the art that is on the videos, those are activations. So if you just look at them for an extended period of time, it's going to activate something in your brain. Those are activations. So take a little time and take a look at the art. I love art. I love music. I love a lot of specific things. But I lost my train of thought. But yeah, those are activations. So take a look at those. I think that cool. Yeah, just take a look at those. And then the music that I posted, it's going to lead you back to my Patreon channel. Listen to the music. Those are activations as well. Everything that is connected to this channel, even the frequency of my voice, it grounds you. So spend some time with it. It'll activate different parts of your brain. It'll fire off different filaments. That's how we get to start thinking differently and not get stuck in a box. We get stuck in a box when we're not firing off different filaments within our brain. So yeah. So the art are frequencies, and the music and everything connected to this page. It is very intentional. So I think that is going to be it for today. Thank you guys for logging in. Don't forget to like or subscribe. I'd love to have you. I have so much more that I'm looking forward to sharing. And it's going to be fun, especially as we move closer and closer into the new earth and go deeper and deeper into the rest of 2025, moving into 2026. We're going to see some amazing things. But before we do see some amazing things, it's always going to be darkest before the dawn. So be aware of your energy. Stay in good energy, because it's going to be, some days are going to be heavier than others, because we're in the time of judgment. The balancing of the scales are here. That's not meant to be in a negative, dark way. Some things are going to be good. A lot of things are going to be good, but at the same time, as things change, it's not going to be fun for everybody. So just be aware of your energy. Also on Patreon, I'm posting, bath salt recipes, how you can get into intentions for what you want your bath to do for you, cleansing that auric field. I'm all about cleansing the auric field and taking spiritual baths and speaking to the water to program it to what I want it to do. When we understand that we live in a simulation and everything that we do, we program it into the consciousness, the air is consciousness, then we are planting seeds each and every day, all day. And that's fun to me. It's enjoyable to me, because I don't have to wonder what my life will look like if I'm speaking into my life. And it's not just about speaking, it's where your energy goes, the energy flows. So focusing on what you want as opposed to what you don't want. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, yes, my ebook. It's only 22.22, and it goes into the top level layers of spirituality, consciousness, energy healing, just understanding the spiritual side of life, because we've lived for so long in the 3D realm and focused on the 3D realm so much, that it's now time for us to focus on the spiritual realm. Give that much energy to the realm that is unseen, the realm that is above, the realm that will allow us to raise our consciousness higher than our problems so that we can solve the problem. That's why we're here. I guess, I'm not going to go into that because I'm just not, but I probably will at some time. So until the next time, namaste. Y'all have a great one. Bye.